All right, my name is Eric Auger. I'll be co-hosting this webinar with you this afternoon. I'll bring on my co-host here in just a moment, Patrick Phillips, and some of you just can't wait to chat with him. But before we bring him on, I want to let you know that about American Business Systems. American Business Systems have been around for quite some time, over 28 years now. And if you're looking for longevity with a business opportunity or a franchise, obviously you would want to look for something that's obviously has a little bit of longevity. We know that there's a lot of good ones that are out there. But obviously we're a little bit partial to ABS because we've been around for so long. So check out and make sure that you keep doing your due diligence. What is the backbone of everything that is done here for you as a medical billing company? We supply that with you through the iClaim and EMRX platform, which is powered by NextGen. NextGen's been in the business for, 30, 40, 50 years in themselves. The platform that you're seeing right there was originally originated with a couple of doctors. And then NextGen says, you guys have done such a great job. We want to be part of that, and partnered with us and partnered with them. And now we're all big part of a bigger family here with NextGen. So we've got a lot of legacy with us, and this is great for you, knowing that you're part of a company that has a lot of different aspects to it. We're going to be talking about several of these different services that you see right here, and a lot of them is going to be very, very helpful for you as you move forward. Now, a lot of people ask, well, do I have to pay individually for these? And you do not. That's all part of your package here. So again, Patrick and I will kind of lead you through that this afternoon, but we'll be talking everything from virtual care to Audit Guard to Code Writing, obviously iClaim and EMRX. ABS, American Business Systems, have grown their technology partnerships to include all the people that you see here, everything again from NextGen to Denamax to Doctables to Compliancy Group, and so many of these other great companies that help us provide better service for all of our licensees and business owners here at EB Systems. So you're part of a big, large group of families, and then plus the awards that come along with all these different services are now all a part of your awards that you get to share with your doctor, and to show legitimacy. And obviously everybody wants to have credibility, and that's part of what you're getting here with American Business Systems. For those that are going to be talking, we're going to be talking with you a little bit about many different things here. So I'm going to get Patrick on over here. I think I make sure I don't want to. There we go. There's Patrick. We've got Patrick and Linda being the founders of the American Business Systems. Again, Linda was the original starter of all this. She was the one that kind of got some things going there with American Business Systems. She was actually one of the ones that started doing billing. Patrick says, man, whatever you're doing, I love it. I think we can teach that to others and have them join us and do the same thing. And again, that's where ABS has been birthed. Patrick has written several books. Some of these you've probably already seen. All of these can be bought and purchased off of Amazon.com. And for you that are going to become part of American Business Systems, these books will be used for your marketing, especially the new thriving medical practice, and we'll chat a little bit more about that. But Patrick's also been a contributing editor on the editorial board of Billing and Coding Advantage magazine, and he is also the co-founder of MERMA, which is Medical Revenue Management Association of America. So now, without any further ado, I think I've got all the things taken care of there. Patrick, it's going to be good to see you. Make sure before you start, unmute yourself. We always have help with that. Now, I don't see your video. Hopefully you're showing up right there, but
yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I'm going to switch to a different camera here. How's that?
There we go. Yep, I can see you there.
Well, good. Well, thanks for the introduction, Eric, and thank all of you folks for showing up today, because we do these webinars every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Time, and Eric and I have been doing this for what, Eric, 100 years at least?
Yes, at least.
And we just love doing them, by the way, because it's a chance for us to, share our enthusiasm for this business. This has been really a good business for me and my family Eric, I consider you a part of my family now at this point. So
Yes,
we adopted you.
absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And it's been just wonderful these last 28 years. Plus, we hope that there's another 28 years. Well, Eric,
Of course.
this is an important topic because, folks, if
Yes.
you're looking to start your own business, of course, one of the key questions that you must have for every franchise that's out there is what kind of money can be made. Now, we can't give you specific numbers because, well, first of all, that's against the law because everybody's different, right? It's just like those ads on TV for people who lose weight. Some people lose 50 pounds and some people lose no pounds, they gain weight, you know. So the same is true with any business opportunity or franchise. There are people who make really good money, which we're going to talk about those today because we want to show you what's possible at least. But then there's other people who, don't make as much and they just not made as big a deal of it. Some people work this part-time and they're just thrilled to have one or two doctors. That's all they need.
Right.
Others have gone on to build it pretty big, as you'll see.
Absolutely. Well, Patrick, let's just kind of jump right on in there. And folks, remember that during the webinar, you can certainly ask us any questions and we'll get to that. But one of the things that I wanted to bring out, Patrick, this afternoon was this book about the new thriving medical practice. Now, I mentioned earlier that they can buy this off of Amazon and get a copy of it for themselves right now. But when somebody becomes an ABS business owner, they get a copy of this or several copies of this to use as their marketing piece. But one of the things that's talked about there in the book that you and Dr. Rackner talked about are rejections. You want to kind of explain what rejections and how that hurts the doctor's bottom line?
Yeah, rejections means that when you submit a claim to an insurance company through what's called a clearinghouse, we'll talk about that here in a minute, then that insurance company has the right to reject it, right? Because there might be something that's not accurate, or they don't understand, or it's a human error of some kind, or maybe the patient is not even eligible to receive payment. And so that claim, of course, is rejected, and then it comes back to the doctor's office and they have to deal with that. Now, the great thing about our system is with our clearinghouse built into the system, we literally have a rejection rate of less than 2%. Nationwide, that's our number. And that means that there's a whole lot more money that's going to come in for the doctor. So if you sign up a doctor who's using some typical software program and maybe doing the billing themselves, or even have outsourced it already to another company, that company may be using software that's antiquated compared to our leading edge technology, and they still have a rejection rate of 20 or 30%. So in any case, it's money left on the table.
Absolutely. One of the things that, just again, want everybody to understand is that you're going to get this book when you become a part of American Business Systems. And again, this is going to be used for you, and you can absolutely use it for your marketing, because you want some of the things that Patrick and I will talk about. Yes, we're going to show you how much money you can make, but what you need to know also is, why is this business even available right now? And so that's why we're sharing a few things as we're doing that right now. And Patrick, one of the big things is the cost that if a doctor does billing in-house. I don't think a lot of people know how expensive that is, and we even have a chart here we're going to show you. But one of the things that New England Journal of Medicine, their book or magazine talks about is how much money is actually wasted on the billing and administrative expenses.
Yeah, 24 cents out of every dollar. Now, think about that, Eric. We know that our licensees can charge the doctor's practice anywhere from 5 to 8 or 9%, depending on the type of doctor and the volume and a lot of different factors that we go into in our training. But the point is that it's never anywhere close to 24 cents out of every dollar that the doctor is going to pay. So the doctors are literally losing money by not outsourcing. They
Right.
think that it's going to cost them more money. And really, because of the hidden costs that we're going to look at here on another chart later, they pay a whole lot more than they realize.
Absolutely. So I think that's coming up here in this next frame here. Let's see. We were talking about denials there, and I appreciate this chart that we have. And this kind of shows you why we have such a great advantage over any other medical billing platform there is. What you can see here, where Patrick is underlining and circling right there, is that this is something that's not typical with other billing platforms. You have to have a clearinghouse to communicate between your software and the insurance companies, and that software or that group of people is called a clearinghouse, because you can use just about any billing platform out there, but it's the process of getting it from that platform to the insurance companies where it can be a little funny. What makes us separate than everybody else is the fact that ours is actually built into the iClaim systems. That's why you don't see a clearinghouse anywhere there. And this is what's surprising to a lot of doctors, is because a lot of people want to know, where's your clearinghouse, or who is your clearinghouse? You get to say, we are the clearinghouse. That's everything that we have right here is part of what we do. And that's what keeps these denials down so low.
Yeah, the clearinghouse is usually a third-party company that sits outside of your system. So basically, you prepare the claim, send it to the clearinghouse. That's what that red box is supposed to indicate. And then that clearinghouse looks at the claim, they scrub it clean, they look for any little bitty error before they forward it on to the insurance companies. In our case, we are the clearinghouse. Eric, when the two doctors that started this it was just a clearinghouse. We didn't do medical billing per se, but we were clearing the claims for other systems and other doctors.
Correct.
Now we've built it all into our iClaim billing system, and that means that the buck stops here, and that's why our rejection is less than 2%. If you think about that, that's a lot less than 30.
Absolutely. I mean, the doctor's getting 98% of their money, and that's the big thing that for sure about that. You know, and I thought this next slide that we got coming up here. Oh, let me see if I can back it up there. There we go. And it's really the question that I'm sure people have today. Why would they outsource to me versus wanting to do billing in-house? And Patrick, you want to kind of step through these numbers here?
Yeah, let me kind of point out as we go here. If you're not looking at your screen right now, you might kind of refocus here, folks, to the actual screen, because what I want to do is I want to point out to you that there's a lot of costs involved that doctors don't like to admit, but there are. Let me see. I pushed the wrong button there. I'm supposed to be pushing. I think I draw. I'll just draw. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So notice right here, the first thing. If you've got this billing, doing it, outsourcing it, the doctor's outsourcing to you, we're assuming that the doctor is doing maybe 100 claims a week. That's what, 20 claims a day. That's not a whole lot of patients to see. At about $150 on average. That's just an average, of course. And in 52 weeks in a year, of course, we've also put in there that 7%. We mentioned earlier that you'll be billing the doctor 5 to 7 or 8% of what you bill for the doctor. So if you do the math right there, you'll see that comes out to about $54,000 that the doctor would pay you to do the billing. Now, notice though that the doctor has all these other charges. If he has some billing employees at $22 an hour, we just, again, just using typical numbers here, they're going to be paying $68,000 just for those people, their time. Then there's payroll taxes, workers' comp, different kinds of insurance and training costs and temp costs if they go on vacation, benefits, hardware and software and IT support. All that adds up. Look, here's the bottom line. The doctor's going to pay about $95,000 inside his own office, using his own software and his own people, whereas he would only pay you $54,000. Eric, that to me, for a doctor, I would look at that and go, you know what? It just doesn't make sense for me to keep this in-house. I think I'll just outsource it and see if that works.
But and again, the reason we put this chart up here again is because a lot of people think, well, why wouldn't a doctor just outsource it? I mean, keep it in house. Wouldn't it be cheaper for them to do it? And you can see, folks, that it's not necessarily cheaper. It can be actually almost double of what they would do if they got it outsourced. And you'll find out once you get to the doctor and you do what, we're not going to talk about this today, but once you end up doing what's called a practice analysis, you're going to find out really how much this doctor is spending. And the doctor's going to find out actually how much more they can make if they do outsource it, especially out to you. So those people that are worried about, I can't sell anything to doctors, folks, if you just kind of go through the process here and understand that you're really not selling anything except the doctor's money back to them, I think you'll find yourself being a little bit more comfortable moving forward and knowing that we're going to help you get those clients there, because that's the part. This is all about revenue. And that's why you're going to become a certified medical revenue manager here at ABS. And then part of all that you're doing is doing what you can do to get that revenue back in that doctor's office. And so we've got all the charts, we have all of the spreadsheets and the practice analysis that help you get to these numbers here. So that's pretty important, Patrick.
Eric, I don't know if you noticed, but I updated this chart.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I
worked on that today. Okay, so here's a term that people hear, the ROI in a business. And as you can see, it says right there, return on investment. What is the ROI? That's pretty important, Eric, that if somebody invests money in a franchise or a business opportunity, they want to know how quickly can I get my money back?
Yeah, absolutely. And so folks, now we're going to dive into here, really how much can you make? And really from getting started here, you really want to know, if I put in X amount of dollars, how do I know I can get that X amount of dollars back in my pocket and get to break even part that I can start making, money here. And we're going to show you on our website. So if you were to go to absystems.com and then you were to scroll down all the way down to the very bottom of there, then you're going to find out we've got some charts here that we're going to, I think there's some dots there that are coming up. There we go. So let's so if you're looking at that first chart there, you can see that if you were to plug in that you want to make, let's say you want to make $75,000. Again, what you're looking for is, gosh, how quickly can I make that money? Now, remember, your investment with us is less than that. It's half of that. So you want to make sure that, hey, how long is it going to take me to get to this? And you can see right here at the bottom, right there, just a quick calculation. It's calculated it's going to take you 3 doctors. And you go, okay, I need to get 3 doctors to make $75,000. And now our calculations back behind the scenes is using the lowest of the lowest numbers. So typically, what we're going to show you next is our income calculator. And then what you're going to do is you can go in here and plug in these rates here. Now, we've already got in here and plugged in some numbers. Typically it's 7%. The average claim amount is about $150 per claim. And then the average number of patients a doctor will see in a day is about 25. Now you can see that with just that one doctor, that's $68,250. So you can see that we were very conservative on if you wanted to make 75,000, it's probably going to take you about 3 doctors. Well, here, really kind of diving into the deeper part of it, that, if I'm billing for 7%, now these are numbers that you can go in there and play with yourself. So you can go to our website, go to absystems.com, scroll all the way down to the very bottom, and then there's a link there that says income calculator. Just click on that, and that's going to get you right to what we're showing you here in this chart right here. Now, some people want to know, well, how do I get to that number? And so what you're going to find out here is if you see right here that if a doctor is seeing 25 patients a day, let's see if these numbers are going to show up here. And at each one of those patients, if you think about it, $150 per patient. Well, if they've got 25 of those patients a day, that's $3,750 a day. That's what the doctor's thinking, because if the doctor's thinking, gosh, how much am I going to make in a day's time? Because I've got to pay the electric bill, I've got to pay all of my staff, I've got to pay back my loans back to school. So you can kind of see in the doctor's world how this is going to work out for them. So you know that you're going to be helping that doctor collect about $3,700 a day. And if you're charging 7% of that, so you're going to get 7% of that, your average earnings are going to roughly be about $262 per day. So Patrick, for most people, they would be happy to making $262 a day.
Yeah, that's what, I don't know, almost 1,400, I guess, a week. And the great thing about that, Eric, is that people don't realize that it doesn't take that long to do 25 claims. I mean, literally a couple of minutes per claim, in some cases 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes. But when you do the math on that, you still are probably, working less than 90 minutes a day on that.
That is correct. And so folks, if you think about it, if you're billing, even if you were at, if we can go back, I want to go back that last screen there. If we could show that, I'm just going, let's see if I can pick it up from there one more time, Patrick. If you're looking at $262 per day and it took you 2 hours, you're thinking, gosh, you're making $130 an hour if you think of it in those terms. So everybody's always trying to figure out how much do I make an hour, or how much I'm going to be doing. Just let that kind of sit in a little bit.
It beats In-N-Out Burger. I saw a sign the other day. Not that I go to In-N-Out, you understand, if my wife's listening, but I think I saw a sign on their window that said $12 an hour or something like that. It's a whole lot better than just working, somewhere. In most.
So again, everybody remembers that this is just potential earnings. This is just a typical, and we're getting these numbers directly from our business owners here. So you've got, $262 per day at 5 days per week. That gets you a gross income of $1,312.50 a week times 52 weeks. Well, that's $68,250 per year per doctor. Patrick, again, that's not bad. But remember, we said if you want to get to 75,000, it's going to take you 3 doctors. So obviously, let's just kind of do the math there. That's not going to be too difficult to do. If you're servicing those 3 doctors with the same amount of patients there, that number turns into $200,000 pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Eric, the funny thing is people don't realize that 68,000 that is just for one doctor, what we refer to as a provider, one medical provider, $68,000. Now, folks, we'll show you that you can actually look up the number of doctors in your area, and you'll see that there's probably thousands of them in most areas, especially if you think of your territory as the whole United States, because you can sign up a doctor anywhere in the United States. It mounts up really fast. You could earn a lot of money, and even at 3, that's 200,000, which for a lot of people would be, the ultimate. They would think, okay, I could retire after a year or 2 at that amount. But folks, just to show you, I pulled out one of our recent interviews with one of our licensees. This is Brian and Laura Dean. And as you can see, as of 2021, they wrote to us, the business has 17 full-time employees. I mean, they built this big, owns a 6,000 square foot office space. That was their choice to, lease some space. They service 400 to 500 doctors, not 3, 400 to 500. And they can't even keep track of that because you'll lose one now and then, but they keep adding new ones from referrals. And so that replaced us 3 to 4 times their previous income for both of them. They were both making 6-figure incomes, and it boasts a 45 to 55% profit margin. So folks, there really is the possibility here. I think I call the interview with these folks, how to make $1 million working from your spare bedroom.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple of questions over here, Patrick. You want to, let's take a couple of those before we move on from here.
Yeah, let me zoom in here where I can see them. Okay. The first one was, but how are you getting these doctors? Okay, Eric, that's a great question. I'm sorry. In these webinars, there is so much that we have to share about this business that on each webinar, we try to focus in on different things. This particular webinar is not on how we teach you how to get doctors, because there's about a dozen different ways in our training that we teach you how to do that. all proprietary information, and we could share that with you today, but we'd have to kill you, right? Because it's very, very. It took us 28 years to come up with all this. So I want to encourage you, Eric, to either continue coming to these webinars, or you can go to our YouTube channel. Just look for American Business Systems on YouTube, and look at some of the webinars that we've done there on specifically how do we market to the doctors themselves. Oh,
absolutely. I was going to say, you see that other one there too?
Oh yeah, Ali says, does one need to be fully proficient in coding, as it is only me who will be running the business? Do I need to have certifications? Ali, the great news is that we certify you. Yes, when you go through our training, we're going to give you a certificate of completion from the Medical Revenue Management Association of America that says you are a certified medical revenue manager, CMRM. And it will also eliminate all the need for anything to do with coding, because all the coding is not only built into our system itself, but it's also one of those things that we can provide to you through some of the services, which, Eric, I think that's what we're heading into right now.
Exactly correct. You know, we're just to let everybody know, we've got about 30 minutes left here. And so if you got any more questions, feel free to jump on in there with your questions, and we'll see what we can do to help answer those. But what we thought we'd also share with you is that you can make money and other revenue streams with these other different services here. So we wanted to show that with you. We're going to first of all talk with you about Quick Collect. This is that one that we're kind of showing right there. And Patrick, this is so important because so many people are worried about, if I get into medical billing, am I going to have to become a pseudo collection agency?
Yeah, because everybody knows that the doctor does not collect all of the money from their patients. In fact, nationwide, they only collect about half of all the money that they bill to patients. And this service, which is an online service, you never have to pick up a phone. You don't have to write a letter yourself. This is all done electronically over the internet. We actually can collect up to 98% of that money for the doctor. So we, again, collect money that the doctor wouldn't have seen otherwise. So in addition to reducing his rejection claim, percentage, we can also help him collect money that's just really laying on the table.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, all of these services, I'm sorry, Eric, but I was just going to go back to that previous slide and say, every one of these is included in your license fee. And folks, we haven't even mentioned that today, Eric, again, because we don't try to sell. The investment is right there on our website. It's $28,990, which is about $29,000. So it's just like a franchise fee. It's a one-time upfront licensing fee for all of our systems, all of our services, all of our marketing materials, all of our support on the back end, the ongoing training, all of that's inclusive. You never pay another dime to ABS once you've paid that initial fee. Everything else is included. But all of these, you can offer them or not offer them. You'll see as you read more about them that they give you a way to get in and talk with the doctor, don't they, Eric?
Yes, absolutely. They're like door openers. That's what they become. And they get you in front of that doctor's office and their staff pretty quickly. But again, we want to talk with you about that. There is money to be made on each of these services. So Quick Collect, remember, we're going to just use those 3 doctors because I think that's what most people like to kind of shoot for. They think if I can get 2 to 3 doctors, I'll be just fine. And you'll find out that you will use some of these. You may use all of them. There are some of our licensees that will use all of these different services. And if you had 3 doctors on Quick Collect, with just 24 patients per month that basically you're doing the collections on, you're going to be earning $7.50 per account per month. Well, if you take that times 3, which brings you up to 72 accounts per month, that's $540 per month residual income, or $6,480 a year extra on top of what you'd be making. So again, are you going to get rich off of this Quick Collect? No, but it will help you get your foot in the door, talk to the doctor. And this is stuff you can do without actually doing the doctor's billing. It doesn't disrupt anything that the doctor may currently be doing. And while you're trying to gain that doctor's business, you could be adding these services right along there with that.
Yeah, I call it mailbox money, Eric. That
Absolutely.
basically you just go to your mailbox and look for the check each month that we're going to issue to you, because the system is doing all the work on all of these services. We've got other people. For example, we have certified professional coders that do some of this work behind the scenes for some of these services. And that's other people that are doing the work. You're not doing anything. You literally do nothing for this money. I guess it doesn't come as a check nowadays. Doesn't it just get deposited in their bank
Just
account?
gets deposited. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about auto card. Patrick, this is one of those ones that you really like.
Yeah, this is a great automated follow-up system, folks, that allows you to personalize and schedule for the doctor cards. Yeah, real literal greeting cards and postcards that are mailed to their patients. And you can also use this service for your own clients and customer follow-up. It's all online. There's nothing done physically here.
You okay?
Got into a little coughing fit there.
Yeah, a bug flew in your throat there. But yeah, as Patrick is saying, this is where you can make money off of this too. So again, let's say that you had 3 doctors that you had them on this service, and they wanted to send out just appointment reminders at each one of these. And it could be appointment reminders, it could be birthday cards that the doctor sends out, it could be a myriad of different things that they could be sending out to these patients. And again, taking those 3 doctors, 200 patients per month that they've got. Now remember, a doctor has anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 patients that they have within their book of business, so to say. So 200 patients a month is not a lot there. But if you had those between that, and then you were making $1 per card, again, you're going to be making about $600 a month on that, or another $7,200. So you can kind of see how this is starting to add up a little bit. And that's what we want to show here to you here in a full, spreadsheet here in just a moment. And you're on mute again.
iDocs Now is one
there
of
you go. Yep.
systems that allows you to basically keep all the records for doctors scanned in online. It's kind of like a Dropbox, if you're familiar with that, the iCloud system for Apple, except folks, this is made for doctors' offices. That is, it's HIPAA compliant, and it allows you to offer a secure cloud-based storage that's searchable, completely searchable, and literally has a workflow built into it. Everything can be done paperless in a doctor's office, including getting the information to you from the doctor. It's all can be done through the system.
Absolutely. And then on this, again, you're going to be making $100 per month on each doctor that's on this service. So obviously, again, it's another $300 a month residual income, another $3,600 a year on top of what you're already making as doing the doctor's billing. All right, Patrick, let's go to the next one here. I think this next one is about a lot of people. I think someone asked a question about compliance and then what can be done, especially about coding and, kind of, do I have to go to school for more things of that? There are these 2 services that we're going to be talking about here. One, and they're kind of in conjunction. One's called Audit Guard and the other one's called CodeWrite. Now the reason I say that is because each of these utilizes professional coders, okay? And that's what you're going to need to be to do coding. And so remember, part of all the partnerships that ABS is with, Audit Guard is part of one of those groups there that has certified professional coders. And so if a doctor ever asks you, can you do coding for me? The answer is absolutely yes. And each of these, this one about Audit Guard, think of this as more of checking that doctor before they're ever under the microscope of Medicare to make sure that there's no any infractions there, because those can be very, very expensive for the doctor. But putting the doctor on this and kind of just doing a check on their coding throughout the year is very good. And you can make money on top of that too as well, Patrick.
Yeah, and you know what? The nice thing is that it is all done by certified medical coders that we have available to you to provide that service to the doctor. Again, folks, you can go online and find all kinds of courses, and maybe at your local college, medical billing and coding courses, and you can spend thousands of dollars and a lot of time, a lot of headaches studying all these codes, because there's literally thousands of codes for the what they call the procedure codes and the diagnosis codes. Those are not necessary for you to know, folks. They are built into our system and even suggest to the doctor which codes they could be using. And once you sign them up on Audit Guard, you'll see, to protect against those audits by Medicare, you can actually make some money at that too. Eric, rather than go into detail on each one of these and what kind of money they can make, why don't we do this? I will print these slides to a PDF.
There you go.
Over there into the chat window, so people can just pull up those slides and review those on their own.
You bet. And then this last one here, code right, because I know that it looks like we're getting close to running out of time here. We got some more slides to go through. You can make money on this. And let's just go to that one big slide there, Patrick, that shows all of the really working with 3 doctors. And then if you were using all these different services, you're literally at $250,000 just working with 3 doctors and utilizing some of these services, more of these services, because this is not even the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even talked about if for those that have been in the medical billing area or administrative area, there are some other things that ABS has that can help you make even more money on top of that, that it may have to do with remote patient monitoring. We don't even have that listed here. And so folks, there's ABS has done an incredible job of putting together several different services that will either help you get in front of these doctors, get them as clients pretty quickly, start doing their billing, and then make a decent income and get your return on your investment. And Patrick, we haven't done the math here, but for a $30,000 investment to make $240,000 within the first 2 years alone, that's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah, and people don't realize the potential in this business until they actually go through our training. Our training is online, by the way, folks, with a live instructor, just you and the instructor. Well, you can have a spouse or a partner on there as well, as if you wish. But the point is, you're able to ask all the questions you want of that instructor. And that instructor, by the way, is a trained and certified medical revenue manager themselves. So that is, you're going to get the real information from the real people. Besides that, we'll show you later, you can actually call some of our business owners from coast to coast that have agreed to take phone calls and just ask them if Eric is just making all this up.
Absolutely. And Ollie, real quickly on your question here, we understand that for any business and customers, the most important thing is marketing. We understand that. Patrick and I have done long webinars on just the marketing, and obviously we can't teach you everything that we get with the marketing there, but there is plenty of, Patrick is showing you currently right now our YouTube channel just on marketing alone. You can go out there and spend the next 5-6 hours and just look through all the different things that you could be about the marketing side of it. So go check us out there, and you'll learn everything you need to learn about marketing and the competition that's out there. And so hopefully you'll go spend some time and go do that. And we'll do some more webinars on some upcoming webinars on some, what we teach about marketing. So yeah, Patrick's showing you all the different webinars that we've already talked about marketing.
Yeah, here's 20 or so that you can start with, and that should give you a good feel for the fact that, yes, we've thought that through. Yes, we have definitely thought that through, because we know that that's the hardest part.
Exactly.
Of starting any business, any franchise.
Exactly.
Even opening a sandwich shop, you've got to get people in the door. And so we know how to do that because we've done it for 28 years.
Yes. And Alan says thanks. So we appreciate that. All right, Patrick, there's a couple of things that I know that you want to talk real specifically on. But, does doctors already have billers, and why would a doctor's office ever use me? Why would they outsource to me? Patrick, I'm going to let you kind of take it from here, because people could go out again to our website again, and we've got some case studies of why doctors will use ABS licensees.
Yeah, just go to absystems.com. Down at the very bottom, you'll see in tiny print down there something about case studies. And if you want to, you can browse through these and see these folks. There's one about some retirees that have earned six figures working just part-time at this business. Young parents who build a wildly successful business. That's the Dean story that I mentioned earlier. From Wall Street to ABS, serving over 30 positions. That's Benny's story, Eric, that you know, of course. Flexibility and freedom at any age, at any stage. This is Corey's business message. And folks, it just goes on and on. Anyway, those are out there for you to open up, read in detail about people. And if you want to talk to some of those people, just ask your ABS rep and they'll give you their phone number so you can actually call them and speak with them themselves. They've agreed to take phone calls, and I have to buy them a Subway sandwich from now to do that.
But you get, these are great stories, and what I would recommend everybody do is go download these PDFs there, have them there, read through them, and then give these folks a call. I mean, what more could you ask for than to, you know, have a list of people that are just sitting where you're sitting today, have listened to Patrick and me on these webinars. Again, don't take our word for it. Talk to some of these licensees there, and get to know them, and ask them. They'll ask them what their struggles were when getting started, and what their successes were, and how did they get their first doctor, and what did they do, and so you'll see all of these case studies, and say, hey, I'm reading your story right now. Just kind of tell me about it. And Patrick, I know you want to kind of showcase this one from Christy Dunn. This is an incredible story.
Yeah, I'm going to interview her, Eric, here in probably 2 or 3 weeks. And this is just a little note that she sent about how busy she's been lately. She loves it. And first of all, she thinks I'm a genius. I wanted to point that out.
Of course.
And then secondly, she thanks God every day that he set me in the path to meet you and see this amazing system that you have developed. Third, the support is unbelievable. David and Marilyn, they're on our support team, or were at the time, have been more than helpful with me through each step of the way. I start billing for my first client and just dropped off a proposal off to another one that wants me to get things going right away. I'm very impressed with every single detail of this system, but even more impressed with your words. Now, she's referring to that book that I wrote, Eric, that you showed earlier.
Yes, absolutely.
Program Yourself for Success. She says that has given me the power to believe in myself and to become something that was a dream of mine for a long time. Hey, I just realized, Eric, I'm going to go back to the slides here, but I just realized that we have a couple of questions that people have typed in the chat window, which is okay.
Yeah, okay.
But we've overlooked those because I kept my eye on the Q&A. One of them is from Eric. He says, these doctors are in private practice, or hospitals? The ones we're talking about in all the examples that we've given you today, Eric, are in private practice. But having said that, we have services that you can offer to hospitals as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you'll find out there's some things that some of the other services that are there that can be associated directly to the hospital. And
then Ali asked if some of those other services that we've been showing earlier, those ancillary services, if those are extra cost, and the answer is no. Again, there's no extra cost for any new services that we come out with. Eric, we've come out with 2 last year.
Absolutely.
This year.
Yeah.
One of them this year that we haven't charged anything to our licensees. That's because, folks, the secret of our success is that we set up our business so that we, as a company, make a few pennies on all the transactions for all of the services. Those are paid to us directly from the technology partners that provide those services to you, that you provide to the doctor. And so we're making a little bit on the back end, but you never have to pay us for any support, no upgrades to the software, nothing, zilch.
All right. And then I think Ollie has asked one other question here down towards the bottom. And I think it was about the dental clinics. Yes, you can do dental clinics and medical clinics as well. Patrick, if you don't mind, I'm going to let you kind of wrap this up and let me get on to another little project here. But I'm
Sure.
going to let you go and let you finish up here.
Okay, Eric, thanks for putting this together. I'll talk to him about our money back guarantee first.
Absolutely. Thank you, Patrick.
All right, bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Folks, I don't know of any other business opportunities or franchises out on the internet that offer a money back guarantee. Now, remember, we've been around for 28 years. You can't scam people or not do what you say you're going to do on the internet today, or you'll have all kinds of bad reviews, and there'll be stories told about you that you don't want told. So we are always careful to do whatever we say we're going to do. Now, in the 28 years we've been in business, we have had a handful of people, literally just maybe a couple of handfuls, less than 10, who've asked for their money back. And when they did, we just gave it to them and wished them the best, because folks, I'll be the first to say that this may not be the business for you. It may not fit you, but how would you know? You can invest with us and go through the training, and then if it wasn't what you had pictured that it was going to be, and we didn't have a money back guarantee, you'd be stuck, wouldn't you? So let that sink in very carefully before you invest with any business that's out there. Why other companies don't do this is they're afraid probably people are going to steal their information, their ideas, and they're going to run off and do it themselves, which maybe some of those folks have done that. I don't know. But all I can say is, folks, this is the way I want to be. I want people to do business with me like this. Let me buy your product or service, and if it turns out not to be what I thought it was going to be, then let me get my money back. Now, we couldn't do that unconditionally forever, right? I mean, we couldn't give you a year, for example, because you could go off and build a business and then ask for all your money back and still be, making money. So the point is that you will know after you go through our training, which you can do in 30 days easily, you'll find out whether or not this business really is what we've said it is. And if it's not, for any reason you don't like it, just ask for your money back. It's that simple. Okay, so what steps have you taken or do you need to take? Well, one of them is looking at our research guide. Our research guide is a downloadable guide. It's about 65 pages now. It's growing. And this is kind of a glimpse at it here, but basically we do not put this information out on the website because it's only for people who are serious about getting into this business. So you have to ask your ABS rep for this guide, and they will send that to you. If you're not sure who your rep is, there's our phone number right there on the screen and an email address. You can email us even and say, who's my rep? How do I get that research guide? And we'll send that to you. I've already mentioned our YouTube channel. There it is right there, youtube.com/YABS. You see it right there? Yeah. So there it is. Again, a glimpse of it there that I just showed you on the YouTube channel itself. Then ask your ABS rep for that owner reference list that I mentioned earlier. These are the names and phone numbers and emails of the people that have agreed. They've gone through our training and they've said, yes, we love what you've done for us and our family. Just like Christy Dunn, you saw earlier, her enthusiastic little note to us there. These people are willing to take the call and answer your question, and they really are from coast to coast, doing this business. There's actually many more than you see here. I just pictured a few of them here. Okay, and then ask for a live demo. If you haven't seen a demonstration of our software, folks, let us get online with you one-on-one. Ask your rep to show you a demo of the software. Since it's online in the cloud, we can't send you a DVD or a CD like, well, there's other companies who do something similar to what we do, and their software comes on a DVD that you have to load on your software, on your computer. We don't do that. We get online with you, log in live into our system, and then walk through that step by step with you so you can see what it's all about. You can ask all the questions you want, take all the time you want to get your questions answered. Because folks, when you see how high tech this is, you'll see why doctors will be signing up with you. Having said that, we also do these demos for our existing licensees. Yeah, so you can ask some of those people that I just showed you there on the screen, have you had ABS do some demos for you? Some of them have, some of them may not have. But anyway, the point is that we do those at no extra cost. We will get online with the doctor and their staff. See, here's us up here in the left-hand corner, one of our demo people. This is the doctor watching the demo with his staff, and this can be you and your spouse or partner watching along and listening to everything that we say and all the questions that are asked. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a great experience. So be sure and ask for that. Then ask your ABS rep when you think you're ready to move forward for the purchase agreement. We'll send that to you. It's only 4 pages. You're looking at it right here. Very simple, very non-franchisey. You know, I mentioned earlier, we're not a franchise, although you can refer to us as a franchise. Technically, we're not. That's because we don't have any royalties that you have to give us each month. And you don't have to, you're not limited on the territory. Your territory is the whole United States. Those are the main things that distinguish a franchise nowadays from a licensing agreement situation like we have. And then send in your agreement and funding and schedule your training. Now, we'll put you in contact with your actual instructor. Remember, it's one of those people that I showed you there that are actual owners. They actually are certified medical revenue managers. We'll get one of those. We pay them, of course, for their time, but they will be teaching you exactly how they built their business and going by all of our certified training materials that we provide to them. So you can get on there with a spouse, a partner. They can be anywhere in the United States, of course, and we'll train you on your schedule. That's right. You arrange this with our trainers one-on-one before you start the training to fit your schedule, because we know that everybody has, you know, different schedules and they'll need different times. So there's the 6 steps that you need to take if you are still interested. And I'm going to zoom in here on some comments that people have made, and also some questions I think that are still in here. Yeah, this is Simi. Do I need to be an expert in computer usage like Excel in this business? Well, no, I mean, there's nothing that we require you to do in Excel at all. There's no reports that you have to make or fill out. And our software is so user-friendly that if you get the demo, Simi, from your rep and ask them to show it to you, you'll see that it's literally just looking at the menus and deciding, where do I go next? And we have video training on that, one-on-one training. We'll guide you step by step through that. It would be better if you had some experience on a computer and kind of know how to get around, open and close windows, for example, and download files and find them when you download them, that kind of thing. Know how to print something. Those are the kinds of things that you need to know. But other than that, no, there's nothing that you need to learn about Excel or anything like that. Now, let me look at these comments here also. Ali is asking, how much is the monthly cost to run my business? Any fees to the software partners, etc.? There are fees for the usage of the software. Yes, there are monthly usage fees, they're called, to utilize our iClaim billing system. And if the doctor signs up for the electronic medical record system, there's a fee for that. But having said that, you don't pay those fees. Those are fees that you have passed on to your doctor in the form of the percentage that you charge the doctor. So we'll help you with figuring out what is the best way to charge any one particular doctor. But let's say you're thinking about charging, I don't know, 6%, and you realize that the fees for the doctor might be $250 a month. Well, you're not going to pay those fees to us or anybody else, but the doctor is going to pay that based on the percentage that you charge him. So maybe you charge the doctor 6.5%. That would more than cover that $250 fee. So it's always just a part of how you propose that service to the doctor. Tracy says the private practice MDs are hard to find. Well, they are still out there. There's thousands of them, Tracy. We happen to know how to find those private practices. And that's a part of our training, is to show you and go through that with you. So we'll show you where to go online to actually find out where all those practices are. And that makes it a lot easier. Okay. Well, folks, I think that's all the questions that I see coming in here. And it's right at the top of the hour. So I want to thank you for being a part of the webinar today. We do these every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Go back to our website here, AB Systems. Well, starting tomorrow, there'll be a new link up at the top for signing up for next week's webinar. And you can do that every week. Just go, on Thursday, for example, you can always sign up for the next Wednesday's webinar. And we'll always have different information, different topics. Like I said, we didn't go into the marketing too much today, but that's because we've gone hours and hours into it in the past. And so since we can't cover everything all in 1 hour's webinar, we try to break that up into different webinars from week to week. So be sure and get back with your ABS rep about any of these steps that you're not clear on. We'll guide you through it. Folks, we're not here to sell you anything that you don't need. Maybe this business, like I said earlier, is not for you. If that's the case, we wish you the best in finding whatever it is that works for you and your family. This just happens to have been a good business for my family and for literally hundreds of people from coast to coast that have signed up with us over the years. So thanks again for being with us. My name is Patrick Phillips. I'm the founder, well, I should say co-founder. My wife really is the founder of ABS. And I thank you for being on here today. And I hope that we've shared some information that's useful to you. There is a recording of this, by the way. You will get an email that gives you a link to that recording to go back and watch it anytime you want to. In fact, it's usually posted by Friday. So this is Wednesday, Thursday. So day after tomorrow, you should be able to go back to our website, in fact, and you'll find it right up there at the top when you go to sign up for a webinar. Just look for watch previous webinars and click on that link, and you can see this one that was recorded today. Thanks, Glennis, for that question. All right, bye for now.